Gather around, little ones, and let me tell you a magical story from the faraway, snow-covered peaks of the Himalayas. Up there, where the air is crisp and the mountains touch the sky, there lived a Yeti named Thundu. Now, you've probably heard of Yetis, haven't you? Big, strong, and maybe a little scary. Well, let me tell you, Thundu was nothing like that. He was a gentle giant with snow-white fur and the kindest round eyes you could ever imagine. He was known as the guardian of the mountains, though all he really wanted to do was carve beautiful statues out of ice and watch the sun paint the snowy peaks in shades of gold and pink. But Thundu's days were often quiet and lonely. One day, everything changed. Far, far below the mountains, in the warm and noisy jungles, there lived a sleek black panther named Zira. Oh, Zira was as different from Thundu as night is from day. She was agile and mischievous, with shiny black fur that glistened like moonlight on water. She was always curious and loved exploring new places. One day, her curiosity led her far from home, up, up, up into the cold, snowy mountains. Poor Zira didn't realize just how chilly it would be. She wandered and wandered, shivering and hungry, until she saw a soft, warm glow coming from a cave. Inside the cave, there was Thundu, humming to himself as he carefully carved an ice bird. Zira, being her bold self, called out, "Hello!" Now imagine Thundu's surprise when he turned and saw a shiny black panther at the entrance of his cave. He blinked and said, "Oh, hello there. You're not from around here, are you?" Zira shook her head and stepped closer, shivering. "No, I think I've wandered too far. It's freezing up here, and I'm so hungry." Do you know what Thundu did? He didn't roar or chase her away. No, no. He fetched a bundle of dried herbs and berries and said, "Here, eat this. It's not much, but it'll warm you up." Zira sniffed the food carefully. She was a bit suspicious after all, but hunger won, and she gobbled it up. That, my dear ones, was the beginning of their friendship. From that day on, Zira kept coming back to Thundu's cave. She wasn't really built for the cold, but her curiosity kept bringing her to the snowy peaks. And Thundu. He had been lonely for so long that he welcomed her visits with a big, warm smile. Now, Zira loved to tease Thundu. "Why do you only carve animals?" she'd ask. "Why not make something fun, like a flamingo wearing a hat?" And Thundu would laugh, his voice deep and warm like a rolling avalanche. "I like what I know," he'd say, "but maybe I'll try your flamingo someday." The two of them became the best of friends. They'd explore hidden trails, icy caverns, and frozen waterfalls. Zira would leap gracefully across the rocks, while Thundu lumbered behind, his big footprints leaving a path for her to follow. One morning, they found a giant frozen lake surrounded by towering glaciers. Zira's eyes sparkled with mischief. "Race you to the other side!" she shouted, and off she went, her paws barely touching the ice. Thundu chuckled and followed, but he wasn't as fast as Zira. Instead, he took clever shortcuts she didn't see. When Zira finally reached the other side, panting and triumphant, there was Thundu already waiting with a grin. "Not fair," she huffed. "You cheated." "Maybe," Thundu said with a laugh, "but you're the one who said it was a race." As time went on, they taught each other all sorts of things. Zira showed Thundu how to be sneaky. She'd creep up behind him when he was busy carving, just to hear his startled laugh. And Thundu taught Zira the secrets of the mountains. Where to find food buried under the snow, how to tell if a storm was coming, and even how to slide down icy slopes without tumbling. They were an odd pair, a Yeti and a black panther, but they didn't care. Together they brought warmth and joy to the cold, quiet mountains. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Zira curled up beside Thundu at the mouth of his cave. The sky was painted with soft oranges and pinks, and the stars began to twinkle above. "I think I've found my favourite place in the world," Zira said softly. Thundu smiled down at her. "And I think I've found my favourite company." And so, little ones, in the frosty peaks of the Himalayas, the Yeti and the black panther proved that even the most unlikely friendships can blossom, bringing warmth to the coldest of places.